some tasty treats in here.
So the mixture we're going to do this year is Alex over here had a hookup with a bunch of pastries that we're doing. Looks like we got some chocolate muffins and some what the German call strudel. And what else we got in here, Alex?
We got lots of donuts, lots of cinnamon rolls.
It smells like a little Debbie factory in here.
Yeah,
It's
we
really,
do have some little Debbies. Those are
really making me hungry.
a little deeper in there.
Okay. Once we get the pastries put in there, Alex, what else do we got today?
Well, we got some candy and we got some popcorn over there as a filler
Little shout out to Bear Buster Outfitters
for the candy mix.
for helping us procure the candy trail mix this year. We got a nice mixture of
Got some Skittles.
Skittles. Yeah, Skittles are pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Nuts.
Chocolate covered pretzels.
Chocolate covered pretzels. You had a chocolate covered nut in there too earlier, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
You want to
So-
go two?
Yeah. So throw a couple scoops of that in there. Now I know a lot of people have their own way of mixing baits. You know, we're gonna try and keep it dry for keeping it kind of clean. You get into some of your cookie doughs and stuff that work really well, but they get mushy and greasy and they're hard to deal with and they're heavy. So Alex also took the time to put together some popcorn for us. Popcorn is light, it's flavorful, and it has a really pungent smell to it. So it's all about getting a really good smell on these baits. You want to throw a little bit more candy over the top of popcorn? And then to go with the popcorn, we'll have some used fry grease and some bacon grease that we'll throw around the bait site to really smell her up. And then all we got to do is cross our fingers and hope for a good wind.
That's probably good.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, we only got about 800 pounds of stuff.
Right.
And that's how we're going to start our bait sites. So how are you planning on doing your season? How are you going to carry out your bear hunting season?
Well, I'm gonna archery hunt this year. I like archery, so that's my game, I guess. I don't know about you.
I plan on doing the exact same thing. We're gonna go archery this year. I'm gonna try out a little different technique. I'm gonna try and get into a tree with a saddle for bear hunting. I've done it with deer, but it's gonna be fun to get some sticks up, be able to pick some random trees around the bait, and get up into the saddle, hang off a tree, and hopefully we can get one with a bow.
That way you can play the wind.
Play the wind a little better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're gonna establish probably 3, maybe more, with private property being most of the baits. And we're gonna use barrels on my property here, and then we might set up a log site.
So with up to 3 of us hunting, we're able to establish up to 9 baits.
Yeah, 3 apiece.
3 apiece.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the season goes. If we got to move one around or get multiple, we'll see how the bears are coming in and what kind of action we get on the sites. Have you seen many bears around? I mean, you're kind of right in the heart of the area that we're going to be hunting.
Yeah, I mean, this year I've seen, just out and about, I've seen 17 different bears. And then in my yard here, there's been, well, at any given time, there's 2 at a time, but I know there's up to 4 or 5 different bears coming to the bird feeder that I had to take down.
Didn't you have the bird feeder over here?
Yeah. So this is after I straightened it up a little bit, but they ripped it off the tree and sat on it. So, so we're looking to get rid of a couple.
I think 2020 is going to be a good season for us. I mean, it's been pretty wet this year, so the bears in the area are kind of relegated to those dry areas, so we don't have to get way back into the swamp too much.
Right, and we're kind of on a high spot here, so that'll benefit us, I think.
And crops have been kind of fair to middling this year, so
Yeah.
maybe not too much as far as the corn goes. There's a few fields that are around, but not as much as there was last year.
No, and a lot of them got flooded out too with all the rain that we've had here.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good season for us. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yep.
So we're clearing out a shooting lane here on some private property so we can get a nice clear shot, solid 15-20 yards from about this tree here to that tree over there across this path. So bears tend to be kind of sneaky whenever you set up a bait, and they usually know you're in your stand. So you've got to try and funnel them into the bait so you can get a good ethical shot. So what we've done here is we've cleared a nice shooting lane from a nice solid tree over here to a relatively decent sized tree about 15 to 20 yards away. And what we've done, we've taken that brush, and we've done what they call cribbed it around this tree. So that way whenever a bear comes in, it's going to be uncomfortable for him to be behind the tree to get to the bait, or at an angle where you might not get an ethical shot. So this kind of funnels them in, so they have to come in here where they're more likely to give you a nice clean kill. Smells like
The biggest thing here is you're going to want to chain your barrel to the tree, that way they don't run off with it. There you got some popcorn in there.
That was the idea, at least. Gosh dang, nature. Huh? Yeah, I can get up there. Yeah, I got the one. So as I mentioned with bait, I'm going to try hunting out of a tree saddle this year. It's going to be the first time bear hunting out of a saddle. I did it for deer season last year. Saddle's been around for a long time, but it's really kind of booming in the public land hunting industry because your whole system travels with you and it's super ultra light. So I'm putting the saddle to work today to get up and clean this tree out so we can get the stand up. So I've got my saddle. This is usually what you'd wear in, is a saddle. It's basically a harness. And then I've got a set of sticks to get up the tree. And I'll go ahead and use my lineman rope to get up there. Usually you have a tether if you're hunting out of it, so you can basically hang off the tree. Today we're just going to use it to get up and clean this up a little bit. So this is the basic saddle setup. So I've got my lineman's rope and my rope man here. Go ahead and got that in on our lineman's loops. Tighten it up a bit. Not too tight. Get up one. Bring that soft. Shipping. Now it's just about being careful not to cut my ropes. Keep it soft. Man, this is a really good spot Got her cleared out. It's only gonna be about a 15-yard bow shot.
Okay.
One little branch that's kind of high there, but if you can't shoot under it, then you don't need to be shooting bow.
Okay.
And I mean, you got clear line of sight all the way around. Nice thick cover. Cranberries close by.
Yeah, there's some right in there.
It's gonna be pretty awesome, man. I like the spot. This will be good.
So here in Minnesota, you gotta mark your baits. And we just used our Minnesota DNR number, and we put the 3 people we know that are gonna be hunting, and you can always add that later, but they'll have to add it to their map online. And again, this is private property, so I can screw into the tree. We like to put logs in the barrels, that way it isn't a free-for-all. That way they have to fight a little bit to get them out of the way. I know on WMAs and stuff, we don't like to use barrels, so we'll just make a log box and then cover them up, and then it's kind of exciting when you show up and your logs are spread out and everything's gone. Gives you a little drive, I guess. Then Chris is going to throw some oil around here. The thing about the oil is any animal, raccoons, whatever, they'll come step in it, go walk to where they're staying at, and then the bears will come across their scent and then come back here. And I mean, this stuff is rancid, so I mean, you wouldn't want to eat it.
Don't put it on your Skittles.
But they like the smell of it.
Watch yourself.
You can dump it on the barrel a little
on the
bit.
barrel?
Try not to get it in there though. And that's just getting the scent out.
Getting it way up there in the trees. Did I get some on you?
Oh, yeah. Smells like onions.
Huh?
Smells like onion rings.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out our first bear baiting episode. We'll be back next week with one more. We'll show you what we got coming into our baits, and we're going to establish a couple more baits, and we're going to show you what can go wrong in northern Minnesota in the fall when you're tripsing around in the woods. And as always, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing. We've got a lot more outdoor content coming up. We will have, as always, the weekly fishing report. And we will also have the 2020 waterfall regulations coming out next Monday. And hopefully we're going to have a successful bear season coming up. So hopefully you like these videos. And as always, get on outside and enjoy God's great outdoors. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.